Hi everyone, welcome back to Park to Prem, only me. I've already recorded 16 minutes worth of footage. We just took on Southampton and beat them 3-0 to all but confirm the Premier League. There's one game left of the season, it's against Blackburn. You might be sat wondering, Jack, why aren't we seeing the game against Southampton if you just recorded it? My mic was muted. I'll let you enjoy the clip that is muted of me realising my error. You'll probably be able to tell there's a little bit of heartbreak involved and I'm a little bit annoyed with myself. Yeah, it was quite a good game. We won 3-0. We played very, very well. As well as that match, we've already taken on Leicester. If we just look at the Premier League table, you can see here, we're 3 points ahead of Liverpool with way better goal difference. And whilst it's all but arbitrary, I guess we're going to do the game against Blackburn today, just to end the season. We'll watch the trophy get hoisted firsthand. I'll probably play some of the youth players in it. And then after that game, and I'm getting deja vu because I've already talked about all of this, we're doing the FA Cup against Manchester United. We're going to save the Champions League for next episode where we'll do a big end of season wrap up. Maybe even play the Champions League on extended highlights because I like pain and suffering. Either way, I'm annoyed with myself. I can't believe I've just spent the whole video muted. The only silver lining to all of this is it wasn't the cup final that you just missed out on. Either way, we're heading to Lancashire and to Blackburn. I'll see you in that game. And yeah, this has been a very unorthodox intro. Speaking of which, I suppose we should play it. So yeah, editing Jack, go. Going into this final game of the league season, we're going to rotate things around a little bit just to recap. We beat Southampton midweek. Liverpool also won, but because of how the goal difference works, we're pretty much Premier League champions. So today's episode, in terms of this first match, it's a chance to see some of the youngsters in action, rotate their team ahead of the FA Cup. I will fully appreciate this wasn't the plan for today, and I'm very annoyed with myself. And, well, should we just get this game over and done with? Bring on the FA Cup final. Now, you might have spotted it, Ruiz isn't in goal today. I've decided to even rotate the goalkeeper. That's how seriously we're taking this final game. Blackburn are already relegated, have the second worst goal difference in the league, so I'm hoping that we're just going to put on a little bit of an exhibition. The likes of Heinz Winter can get on the score sheets. Maybe a couple of these players play their way into contention for the upcoming cup finals as well, of course. Newton, Horniak, Pabon at right back to Lind. Newton now with it, Pabon. Look at this, intricate play, very, very narrow in our attack, but then a space created for those kind of overlapping runs, and George has an effort. How is it not gone in the back of the net? I don't know. Blackburn don't know. It's still 0-0. I suppose I should explain how the microphone got muted, because that's going to be a question. Jack, how do you accidentally mute your mic? Well, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When you finish streaming, you go to like an end of stream screen where there's a bit of music playing before we go and raid over to a different streamer. And in that period, I mute my mic just because I don't want to have a hot mic when you can't see me and it's the end of the stream. The caveat and the key thing when you mute your mic is you do need to remember to unmute it when you then come to record a video in the same software. I failed at that hurdle. And, well, we're failing at this hurdle. It's 0-0 at half-time against Blackburn. This was not how this episode was meant to happen at all. Elsewhere, Liverpool are 2-0 up. They only need to score 17 more and have us concede a goal for them to win the league. It's not going to happen. I'm looking forward to the trophy lift, assuming it happens. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. Sometimes in Football Manager, it feels like in the leagues, the trophy lift doesn't happen when it's meant to happen. If we don't get the trophy lift, I'm going to do my own trophy lift here. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't have a trophy to hand, but I'll find a prop and I'll hoist it above my head and pretend we've won the league firsthand. You know what? 20 minutes left. I'm bringing on the big guns. Gurajaga up top for middle B. George has actually had an uncharacteristically bad game. We're going to bring in Carlier and De Silva. I talked about the 3 Musketeers last episode. Then someone was like, but there were 4 Musketeers. Isn't that the whole point in the first, like, story? I feel like you ruin it if you call it the 4 Musketeers. I'm aware that the sequel movie that was done was called the 4 Musketeers. But, well, De Silva scored. It was a crazy finish, but I don't think it's going to count. Is it going to count? That was a mad finish. I would have looked like a genius if it had gone in. Michael Oliver's reviewing it. Have you noticed how in Football Manager the referees never change? It's always the same referees that are in real life. Like, Michael Oliver must be like 60 in this save game 15 years in the future. Still a Premier League referee. Have to respect his dedication to the game. I mean, I was about to go more attacking, but I suppose we'll let this highlight play out as, oh my word, we've scored. I think Carlier has headed that and he's offside. And I don't think he needed to touch it. I think Payrat's original header was going in. And Carlier, being a little goal hanger, like in the playground. You know, there was that one kid, wasn't there, in the playground at lunch when you played football who just stood there just to get a toe on shots already going in. Carlier, why have you done it? 5 minutes left. We don't have to win this game, but it's about sending a message, isn't it, as much as anything. I'm going to go to attacking. I'm going to focus the play down the right. Go more direct. Get the ball to Heinz Winter. Of course, Zandbergen isn't around today, but Winter's a good fella on a 7.1. Is anything going to happen? No, we've drawn 0-0. Why is the trophy ceremony not playing? You know what? We've drawn 0-0. Is that enough to win the league? I hope so. It'd be very awkward if I've just done all the maths wrong, wouldn't it? But I'm 99.9% sure we have won the league. I'm going to go find something to lift aloft. I have found something. I've got to go to standing desk mode for it. Oh, hey! It's my biggest fan. Sorry if you thought you were my biggest fan. This guy's here with me through thick and thin. I'll be honest. It's not quite as good as a trophy lifting game, is it? Just hoisting a fan. Does it even look like a trophy? Probably not. I feel like I should get a post-it note and write Crystal Palace on it to engrave it. You don't have to agree, but I think it's perfect. So there you have it, folks. We have won the Premier League. We didn't get a trophy lift. I guess it's because of the rain. I'm not sure how warmly received we would have been in Blackburn lifting a trophy in their stadium, but the good news for us is we've got an FA Cup final. The bad news is, just because of the database I'm using and the lower league database kind of nature of it, loads of the competitions are recreated from scratch. For some reason, the FA Cup final's on a Wednesday as a result of that. I guess the way the database is set up, it just puts it on whatever date it can. So, yeah, Manchester United on a Wednesday. The current holders are Burnley. I'd like to win it again. Can history repeat itself? Let's go find out. So some really cool bits of news actually going into the FA Cup final. All the Premier League awards have been given out. Marcus Tullio has won an English Footballer of the Year. Remember, there was a discussion last summer, albeit for about 20 seconds, about possibly replacing this man. He has been absolutely sensational, a fan favourite, and he's only 23. Granted, he's going to be 24 next month, but incredibly young. Got his whole career ahead of him, so for him to win English Footballer of the Year is mad. He also won Players Player of the Year. I won Manager of the Year, so pat on the back for me. Also, have you seen this? I've got a new updated face. I did a recent photo shoot, which I tweeted a bit about at WorkTheSpace. Basically, I needed thumbnail photos, so I spent the whole of my Sunday collating about 600 different photos. And you know what? I thought, why not have one in a suit? Look a bit more managery. Not that I'll be wearing a suit for the cup final tomorrow. But there we are. Manager of the Year. Apparently I've got a win percentage of 40%. That's not correct. It's better than that. I promise. I will also say, I do appreciate the fact the notable result is that comeback against Arsenal. I want to believe that that comeback is what secured me it. And in terms of the Premier League Team of the Year, you can see here, Ruiz in goal makes the cut, as does Sanchez, Tullio and Vassalo. Vassalo, I feel like, comes in for a lot of criticism, and to be fair, there's been a couple of games where he's not played amazingly, but in general, he's been a very, very solid player for us. There's a reason he's in the Media Dream 11. You can see George is in the team with Zandbergen, and Gurajaga makes the cut up top, which is really cool to see. Still only 25, still only getting better. And yeah, 15 goals in 25 for him in the Premier League, 14 goals in 11 in the Champions League as well. Just ridiculous numbers, frankly. But anyway, we have got the small matter of an FA Cup final. Of course, we met Manchester United 2 years ago in this exact fixture. We're going to hope the history repeats itself as it did last time. Of course, in real life, Palace have had a couple of dices, shall we say, with Manchester United. One was a defeat in an FA Cup final. We talked about it a couple of years ago when this fixture happened. In terms of team news going into today's game, everyone is fit, everyone is available except Severin, who was actually sent off a couple of games ago. He got a straight red against Leicester. Means he misses all the end of kind of season domestic games. But in general, the team is in a really, really good spot. I'm trying to make the appearance column wider. There we go. The team's in a really, really good spot. We are going to be playing our best 11, which, to be fair, you can see here, they've clocked up a lot of appearances this year. We've got this FA Cup game. And then for people wondering, when does the Champions League game fit in? It is in just over a week's time. So there's plenty of recovery period between now and the Real Madrid game in 10 days' time. With that in mind, it's full strength, and hopefully, I mean, we can get a domestic treble here. That would be good, wouldn't it? Hopefully we can get the domestic treble. Not many teams are able to do that. If we could do it with this team, I'd be pleasantly surprised. I feel like this is going to be tricky. Okay, so another big game at Wembley. We've been here before. At this point, we're not inexperienced, but equally, we know that Manchester United are more than capable. They've beaten us in the league this year. They've shown up for a couple of big games. Worth noting, a couple of their players struggling slightly with fitness going into today's game. We rested our players. Apparently, Manchester United didn't. You can see here a few of their key players missing here. Maybe that can play into our hands. Of course, last time we played them in a cup final, I think they got 2 red cards. Not expecting that to happen again. I think this is going to be a harder fought game, and Manchester United are a team with, well, a fair bit of talent in their ranks. They won the Premier League last year, you might remember. This year they've ended up finishing 3rd, I believe. And well, they are a good team, albeit an aging team. You know, players like Sancho, also like Adeyemi, fantastic players, but slightly on the older side of things. It's going to be interesting to see how a few of the teams like Liverpool and Manchester United do, because whilst a lot of other Premier League clubs have moved on and started bringing in lots of regens, they're kind of holding on to the past slightly. Also, we've had one highlight in this game, which was a good little stop, and nothing else has happened 39 minutes in. I'm going to get shouty. I shout a man more, something instantly happens. Is it going to be something good? I bloody hope so. George lays it over to Chiric out on the left-hand side. Of course, £100 million spent on Chiric. Not sure if he's been worth it yet, although, you know what, I'll take it all back. An assist like that, he's been 100% worth it. Has the left-back. Was a big signing when we picked him up in the summer. It was one of the few positions where I felt like we were lacking. Of course, he does play as that lone left-back. There is no player higher up the pitch than him, and I think sometimes that can be, well, a very impossible task almost that we put him in to do defensively. But going forward, he is capable, and going forward, he's capable of a pass like that. A beautiful ball to Carlier, a tidy finish at the end of it, sees a pretty cagey first half end with us just ahead. I'm delighted, boys. More of the same in the second half, please. Worth noting, Manchester United racking up a lot of yellow cards. Both defensive mids on a booking, one of their centre-backs on a booking as well. This definitely works in our favour, I feel like. Looking at things, Haranzu's on the yellow card is playing left-back, and I feel like bullying him a little bit because I'm a mean, nasty person. So when we have the ball, let's focus it down the right, in transition, distribute it to the flanks. I'm also going to move Chiric just forward a little bit. And I might make the first sub of the game. De Silva's not been amazing today. I'm going to bring in Middleby because I am a Middleby fanboy. We all know it. I'm fully aware. I am the biggest Middleby fanboy. I want to see him do well. I'm being told to take off Zambergen for Heinz Winter. But you know what? There's some players that I feel like are so good in Football Manager that even when they have a bad game, you keep them on the pitch because they can have a moment of magic. And Zambergen is that man. And we might need a moment of magic because they've scored with 7 minutes left to make it 1-1. That was weird. There's been not a lot happening in this game in terms of overall opportunities. It was Woodward, our former man, who took the corner. That hurts to see, doesn't it? Our former backup winger crosses it in. It was nodded down by Yusuf Demir, turned in the end by Wesley Fofana. There's 3 minutes left here. Are we really going to extra time? We are going to extra time. I don't like it. I'm far from pleased. I've still got subs in my back pocket. Zambergen has struggled, taking him off for Heinz Winter. Elsewhere, Talha hasn't had the best of games. David Lind, come on down. And you know what? I'm going to make my last sub as well. I'm going to take off Gorojaga and I'm going to bring in Horniak. Quad sub. Well, actually, I say quad sub. It's a triple sub to make it our fourth sub, well, second, third and fourth subs of the game. We're getting some fresh legs into the final third, taking off some pretty good penalty takers. I want to win this inside 120 minutes, and we're on the attack here. Chiric bringing it forward, options in the middle. Tempted to be pulled back there, but dealt with well. Manchester United get the ball away from danger at least for now, but Vassalo giving it to David Lind, who's going to pick out Horniak, Carlier, Middleby, George, wide to Chiric. Really nice build-up play. Loads of players in the middle, but the ball in. I mean, it wasn't a £100 million ball, was it? That was tame as hell for the keeper to collect. And with that, Manchester United are now going to look to bring the ball forward. Woodward, our former man, if he scores, I'm going to feel livid. The domestic treble is on the line here. It's hanging by a thread. Almada's through. And I'll tell you what, Ruiz, he's had his doubters. He's had his haters. He's made a big, big stop there in this cup final. There is still a corner to potentially deal with, though. And, well, Ruiz, he's going to collect that confident as you like. Still 1-1 here. 4 minutes left of this first half of extra time. And, well, there could be more action yet. Yusuf Demir, the Austrian forward, in possession. Ball played forward. Ciric wins the header down. But still in possession of Manchester United, who are looking to bring it forward here. Almeida is through again. Oh, my word. You know what? You know what? Ruiz has been absolutely ridiculous here. Can Heinz Winter play right mid? He can't. It's okay. We'll move him over here on support. I'm going to the diamond. I'm throwing on a second striker, I think. I realise, actually, we need to move Winter and Carlier around. Carlier can play right mid, not right attacking mid. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go with Middleby and Winter up front, just because Middleby and Winter are way better strikers. Carlier can't even play striker. And, well, we're going to change things up and hope that it can maybe see the tides change. We've made our subs. We've tweaked things a bit tactically. Ball whipped in here. Nodded down. Ruiz is going to collect it. I'll tell you what, if we go on to win this, Ruiz has been the hero. Ruiz here might be single-handedly keeping his first team goalkeeping spot for next season with this performance in this game here. Herranz, though, plays it forward for Manchester United. Woodward bringing it forward. Big tackle by George there in the middle. 14 minutes left. Penalties are looming, but you have to imagine there's one good chance for either team left here. Can we take the one that comes our way? Carlier playing right mid here. Gets to the byline. Crosses in. Heinz Winter gets his header on it. But he's just over the crossbar. Just a couple of minutes since the last highlight. Free kick taken short by Tullio, who gets it into Carlier, playing out on the right wing. Loses the ball, but blocks the keeper's clearance. United just desperately trying to get the ball away from their goal here. We've had them penned in to start this second half of extra time. George and Ciric working it nicely. Can we have a ball of quality into the middle? Oh my word, it's an absolute calamity in the middle. And the ball falls to Horniak, who scores it. I don't believe what I've just seen. Their goalkeeper has just gone full-blown Karius there. Except he's not got the excuse of a concussion. What even happened? It's a calamity. If I'm Manchester United's manager and this is a Manchester United Let's Play, I'm livid as to what I've just seen there. As the Crystal Palace manager, I don't care. Horniak's got on the end of it. He's found the back of the net. We're now going to slow down the tempo. Just chill out a little bit. Time waste whenever we can. But yeah, Horniak, I mean, we've spent 80 million on Horniak. He's not done a great deal. He's just scored in the FA Cup final. Although they could respond immediately before my tactical changes even come into play. Tullio heads it away from danger. Fofana now with it. If only I'd paused the game after we scored to make all those changes, they would be in play now. Instead, we're hanging on defensively by a thread. I mean, if they score, do I cancel the changes? No, they're not going to score. We don't believe it. We don't think like that. But they are still in possession and on the attack here, Manchester United, and I don't like it. Fofana at right back in now seems for them. They've got so many players booked. Ball dinked in. Almeida's not there. Woodward has scored against us, and it's going to count. It's our former player. It's our former player. I'm cancelling the changes that I've made. I've hit the cancel button. I wanted to shut up shop. I didn't do it soon enough. How much did we sell him to Manchester United for? I mean, in hindsight, selling him for 27 million was maybe a mistake. He's only played 8 games for them this year since January. He's not even very good. Of course he was going to score against us. Of course, Football Manager. I'm fine. I don't know if you spotted it on his profile. Allegedly, he hates big games. Allegedly. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Look, there's 3 minutes left. We could still make something happen. We've got a set piece. George is going to cross it in. Vassalo heads it. Is it in? It is. I don't know what's happened. Was Vassalo off? Who did it touch last? What just happened? I have questions. What colour's the sky? It's going to count. It's 3-2. Vassalo headers it. I mean, Horniak scored that, right? Has Horniak been given the goal? Okay, Horniak was given... Was Horniak given the goal? What's happened here? It's 3-2, but the goal isn't showing here. I don't know who scored it. Apparently it was Horniak according to the bit on the right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's won us the FA Cup. What a scrappy, awful goal. What a weird way to win it. I couldn't enjoy that moment. It was such a weird moment, the whole thing. Oh my gosh. We've won the domestic treble. We've not made things simple. We've not done it the easy way. We do actually get a proper trophy lift now, so the fan can stay off screen. We don't need that again. Oh, there it is, folks. FA Cup winners for 2 of the last 3 years, Crystal Palace. And, well, the big one still looms. Tomorrow, Champions League final. I'm nervous. I've got to say, I've been blown away by us this year. Obviously, we have scraped by in this final here. But genuinely, I didn't think we were going to be in a situation where we'd be on for a quadruple this soon. I know there's people who kind of, were maybe concerned that the save was going to get too easy when we came to Crystal Palace. I feel like the expectations have been so high. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised at myself that we've been able to do so well in terms of course, the board expectations last year was just get top 4 and we managed to finish second. We've now won the FA Cup twice. I feel like in a very short period of time, we've built a really, really good squad. If we could do the quadruple, it'd be amazing. I guess the obvious question is, if we were to win the Champions League, what next? I mean, I feel like with these kind of save games, it's nice to build a dynasty. It's nice to enjoy your time at the top and try and win back-to-back Champions Leagues. I really, really like this team. I love how we play as well. We've got a great bunch of players. They're all absolutely exhausted. Good news for them is they've not got to play for 10 days. Right, folks, we are going to end things there today. Didn't get off to the best of starts with a whole muted microphone incident, but ending on a high is always nice. Next time out, Champions League final. We're probably going to play that on extended highlights and witness me have an emotional breakdown. So I hope you're looking forward to that, as well as, of course, the final. We will have the traditional end of season wrap up. I would love to know down in the comments if you got to the end of today's video, so I know that you got here. Who is your player of the year this year? Who would be the MVP for you in this squad? I feel like often there's a super standout player. I feel like it's not as obvious with this current squad. We've got some players who've put in some pretty good numbers over the season. Thank you for watching as always. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more. And until then, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.